let's begin by focusing on the node display. Now again, we want to show a title and a particular image style. So we're going to need to go to the image styles configuration in order to add a style particularly for this. Before we move on, let's save this view. I'll click Save. And now let's jump to image styles. I'm going to use coffee. Again, that's typing Alt-D, and I'll type in image styles, and here's our first item. I'll hit Enter. And now none of these styles really match up with what we want for the main slideshow area, so let's add a new style. Again, we want to add a new image style whenever we're using an image style in a new or novel context. So we'll call this blog slideshow with a dash between the two, and I'll click Create New Style. So the effect that we're going to choose this time is Scale and Crop. Now what Scale and Crop will do is allow us to supply both a height and a width dimension, and it will resize the image so that the image fills that entire space, and then it will cut off anything that doesn't fit within that space. So this is a way to have a predictably sized image that's always filling the entire space. Okay, I'll click Add. And for width, we're going to put 690. For height, we're going to put 300. Now, these numbers came from looking at the way the theme was organized and making sure that it would fit within the area of the content with a sidebar showing. Now, you can play around with this, and you don't really need to know the specifics here. You can just take a guess, and as long as it fits in there, you'll be okay. A themer eventually is probably going to come in and change this because the dimensions of the actual theme and the regions within the theme may change once they start working on it. Okay, now let's click Add Effect, and now we should be able to edit the node display of our view. So we'll go to Structure, Views, we'll go to the blog homepage and click Edit, and let's click on Attachment. And we want to make sure that we click on the right display here. Otherwise, we're going to make our modifications in a different display and maybe accidentally save them and have to undo them, which is a huge pain, or we'll have to roll them back and then reapply them to the attachment. Again, this is one of the downsides of using multiple displays in a single view. Okay, so what we're dealing with now are the fields section here. So we have all of the fields that we had for our original node display that displays on the blog homepage. We need to change this so that we only display the title and the image. So the quickest way we can do that is by rearranging these. So I'm going to click the arrow next to fields and click Rearrange. And let's go through each of these fields one by one. So the comment count we can remove. We don't need that anymore. The post date we can remove. The title, let's save, though we may want to format it a little bit differently. The author we can remove. The image we'll save, though we're going to configure that differently as well. And then the body we can remove, and the path we can remove. And let's click, wait, no, we don't want to click Apply All Displays. We want to apply this to just our one display. So we'll make sure to set it up here for this attachment, and we'll click Apply This Display. That was close. Now if we scroll down, we'll see something a little closer to what we're looking for. I'm going to click Next until we get an image. So we have the title and then the image. So now we can adjust the image to use our new image style. So under Fields, I'll click Content Image, and under Image Style, we'll select Blog Slideshow, and we'll click Apply This Display. Now the reason why this says Apply This Display is that we're overriding some fields for this display. And when we override just one field, all of the fields are actually being overridden. So now we can work within this Fields section relatively safely without accidentally overriding something in the default display. I'll click Apply This Display and scroll down. And again, I'll have to click Next a couple of times in order to display the image. Okay, so that looks good. There's another image, and okay, so these images look right. You're seeing some images below as well, and this is because our image is being shared with our pager, and so when we changed the style for this particular field, it changed it for the pager as well.